Hi everybody, I'm Colleen Lopez. Tonight we invite you to discover the world's finest vitamins with the one and only Andrew Lessman, who for 22 years has been bringing us the most incredible values in the finest vitamins. If you're discovering it for the first time, stay tuned for the next couple hours. You're gonna learn so much and you're going to have a chance to get some of the greatest values we bring you on his best-selling products, including our today's special, which is actually two today's specials. So we have two great items. They've been flying out the door. I'm sure they would probably be already sold out if Andrew were not the manufacturer, able to make sure that we have enough stocked for you tonight. So if you're just getting in on a busy Sunday and you're settling in front of the TV, we're delighted that you found us because we really do have some special values to talk about here. First of all, this is the Ultimate Friendly Flora. This is the probiotic that you want to be taking, that you should be taking, and this is the probiotic that Andrew brings us that is being offered tonight at the best value we've ever offered in the past, especially if you're ordering a bundle, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But the Ultimate Friendly Flora, we have it in several choices for you. You can do a 30, a 60, a 120, or 240 count. So we have 4 sizes. Here is where the pricing would be normally for the Ultimate Friendly Flora. If you do the 240, you'd be looking at over $200. Check out the price tonight, $89.90. You're saving $120. Also, Andrew does have 2 today's specials. Our second today's special, I guess I don't have a chart on it, but it's cranberry benefits. And if you order the largest, a 600 count of the cranberry benefits, we're gonna take another $10 off that price and another $10 off your cranberry benefit price. So for an additional $20 savings, you can get both products for $149.90 if you want the larger choices.
And as you can see, just 240 capsules, regular price for Ultimate Friendly Flora is $209.90.
Yeah.
So for $149.80, you're not just getting the Ultimate Friendly Flora 240 capsules, you're also getting 600 capsules of the cranberry. Exactly. So both products are at their best pricing ever. So the Today Special on Ultimate Friendly Flora, best pricing ever. The Today Special on Cranberry Benefits, best pricing ever. When you combine the 2 largest sizes, it takes it to a whole new level of best pricing because we reduce each by $10, so you save another $20 on both. So it's great savings. We're down to our last quantity on both the Cranberry Benefits on the Ultimate Friendly Flora. We've already had to add bottles in. We make everything, and I always explain this. We try to predict the demand in advance, but we always hold back a certain number of capsules so we could bottle those up to exactly match the proportion. So we never know the exact distribution in all the sizes, but we usually come pretty close. But we're going to have enough to last us at least until 11 or 12 o'clock this evening, so we'll last ourselves for the next 2 hours at least.
You can see already, what is that, over 37,000 have already been spoken for. So the second choice, we'll talk in depth about both of these products. So the Ultimate Friendly Flora is choice number 1. The second choice is Cranberry Benefits.
And they work hand in hand. There are charts that talk about our Ultimate Friendly Flora and probiotics, the role in our digestive system, the role in our urogenital health, more so for women even than men. And then, of course, we think of urogenital health, we think of cranberry. So the 2 work hand in hand. Our cranberry product, just like our Ultimate Friendly Flora product, these are perfect examples of products that I've been making vitamins. We started 39 years ago, September. So this will be our 40th anniversary next September. And every product, without exception, has evolved. Every product, without exception, we gauge your feedback, we listen to your feedback, and we improve the products. And these are 2 exceptional examples of that. Our cranberry has always been an exceptional source of cranberry extract, but it's only improved, and you only need to look at the reviews to see how successfully we've improved that product, because our original cranberry product was always positive reviews, but not to the extent it is today, where it's basically 97 or 98% positive reviews. The same goes for our Ultimate Friendly Flora. Initially, decades ago, we struggled with a product that required refrigeration, and it was hard to maintain stability in the bottle, hard to make sure that the actual organisms were going to be able to deliver the benefits to you. Now, today, without question, we've accomplished that impeccably as well, because you look at the reviews, and they're almost perfect on both products.
It's true. If you have a minute to read reviews, it's very inspiring. People take the time, they write comprehensive reviews, reviews. They are heartfelt. They really want to share the personal experiences. So if you ever see a product from Andrew Lessman that interests you, it really would be a great idea if you could take a minute to read reviews, because they're very helpful. So often I'm reading the reviews and I feel like it's something I could have written, because I feel and have the same experiences that so many of you do when you take these products. So cranberry benefits, remember, if you order the 600 count of the cranberry benefits, we're going to take another $20 off your purchase if you order the 240 count of the Ultimate Friendly Flora. That is something we've not ever done before, which truly, this is the very, very best, lowest price ever for these two great products. The Ultimate Friendly Flora, this is the perfect time of year to buy it. Most people understand the importance of taking a good probiotic. This is the right probiotic to take. You learn more about Andrew as to why, what he's used. I mean, this is 30 billion colony-forming units. What's important about that is that in the past, Andrew has always offered 25 billion CFU, colony
Not
forming
always.
units.
Originally, if you go back, we originally started with 1 million.
Oh,
and
wow.
went back in the day when folks were struggling to do 500,000. Then we went from 1 million to 5 million, eventually to 50 million, and eventually with our Friendly Flora, we're at 5 billion. And this is an evolution over decades. And normally our Ultimate Friendly Flora is 25 billion.
Huh.
Today, it's 30 billion. And obviously, wow, 30 billion is 30,000 times 1 million. So our potency today in a capsule is 30,000 times more than it was originally. Obviously, the materials have improved the access and availability to stable, live cultures, and that's what we need. This product, whoops, when I open a capsule, excuse me, when I open a capsule, what we're opening here, and you'll see this is the only way to deliver this material. It's not slammed into a tablet under extreme pressure with binders and additives. It's 100% pure. You're just looking, those are the live organisms. Those are the organisms that go and do their work. Ultrafine powder, readily available. Of course, we not only had to pick the species and strains appropriately, we have to make sure that they could tolerate a pH in the stomach that in most folks is around 1.5 or 2. And to help you understand what that means, the lowest pH possible is a pH of 1. And obviously pH 7 is neutral, pH 14 is alkaline. So a pH of 1.5 or 2 is about as acidic as it gets. That's rather harsh. So it's very difficult. In fact, that was one of the biggest challenges, to create a probiotic product that was not only stable in the bottle, so when you got it home, it was stable and it was beneficial, retained all its potency, but also once you swallow it, that potency is actually delivered to you, because it doesn't do any good if those organisms that we're delivering aren't happy within you and aren't going to deliver their benefits. So as Colleen is taking a capsule while I'm speaking, but that's the challenges that are.
I did not take mine yet today, and I just thought, I better not forget to take it.
But it's a very technically difficult product to make. I have a chart that talks about one of the research journals that talks about all the different characteristics that a beneficial probiotic product is going to have. And of course, there's yogurt, but typically yogurt has one strain of lactobacillus. That's it. And yogurt doesn't typically declare the potency. We declare the potency. If you look at this right here, and if you're wondering, I've always talked about the unique balance of our product. We retain the same exact balance. So yes, this is 30 billion, but it's the same balance as the 25 billion. It's just increased in potency by 20%. If you look at our Friendly Flora product, which is 5 billion potency, it's that potency, but it's 1/6 of that potency.
Right.
So it's the same balance and same ratios, because that is what makes this product uniquely beneficial. And when it comes to probiotics, it's not like someone can say, well, I don't need probiotics. We all need probiotics. We might not need to be taking a separate probiotic product, but we all have probiotics working for us within our digestive system, within our immune system. We are perhaps 10, 20, 30 trillion cells. A healthy human being will have 100 trillion probiotic organisms working to manage and maintain a healthy digestive system, a healthy immune system. It's part of who we are. And it's basically, we have these little helpers that our very genetics, who we are as a living being, depends on these organisms. And those organisms are just part of a healthy digestive system, a healthy urogenital system, a healthy immune system.
It's amazing when you read the reviews how many people talk about the difference it's made in digestion. If you have digestive issues, and you know a lot of people do, and you know if you do, this is a product that can be life-changing for you. And if you read those reviews time and time again, it's interesting because I told Andrew that. I said, I guess I didn't really think about that as much as I just know that it's so important for keeping your immune system healthy and boosting your immune system. But when you think about your immune system, it's a big, huge part of that is keeping a healthy digestive system, right? And that's what this helps you do. So if you deal with digestive problems, a really awesome probiotic like this could be very beneficial.
And it's very, without being too graphic, if we simply look at the openings in our body, that's where probiotics populate. And the population of these friendly organisms, the population of these versus unhealthy pathogens or pathogenic, say, bacteria, the population of these friendly organisms, whether it's our nose, our mouth, our entire digestive system from our mouth all the way to the other end, whether it's our urogenital system, it's part of how our immune system and how that digestive system and how that urogenital system functions normally. It's part of the normal chemistry and the normal physiology of those systems that we depend on a healthy balance, a healthy population of those organisms. The problem we suffer from today is that we live in a world where we're mass producing food. We have we have what? Billions of people on the planet. So we have an environment where food is coming from all sorts of different places being shipped to us. We have to make sure that that food is clean, sterilized, sanitized, and in so doing, as we sanitize our food and as we sanitize our environments, we not only eliminate the bad bacteria, the pathogenic bacteria, we also eliminate the friendly probiotics that would have otherwise normally populated us. Because our probiotics are what comes to us from living in the world we live. But the world we live in today is not giving us what I like to say, sort of inoculating us, vaccinating us with the probiotics that we need. And that's why a probiotic product becomes relevant. And what we've done, there are literally hundreds, if not thousands of species available that could be incorporated into a probiotic product. What I have done is I've focused on those that have been the subject of extensive research for decades. Just because we've discovered the important role of probiotics doesn't mean that somehow they've suddenly changed overnight. The same probiotic species, the same microorganisms that were vital to human health thousands of years ago are still vital for our health today. They were the subject of research. So it's not that those species have changed. What we've simply done, we've gotten better at delivering them in a viable way, in a way that delivers them to you so that they're going to populate the systems that require them and deliver their benefits. Yep. But I was just going to read a few charts here. We had an abundance of science, and I didn't get to go through most of the charts today, but just from the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, just so everyone understands, the term probiotic refers to live microorganisms that survive passage through the GI tract and have beneficial effects on the host, meaning we are the host. They're living with us. So if you stay at someone's house, they're your host. We are the host. And these microorganisms are our guest. We benefit from their remaining with us. We benefit from their being in a proper balance. The microbiota, that's the microorganisms environment in our body. They live within us, and it's up to us to make it a friendly environment. And it's funny, we need to eat healthy for our own health benefits, of course. We don't always succeed. But when we eat healthy, that sustains, that improves the environment for friendly flora. Things like fiber-rich foods, like legumes, cruciferous vegetables, are exceptional food or feedstock for our friendly flora, our probiotics. So if we want to, if it's not a good enough reason that we eat well for ourselves, if we eat well for our friendly flora, we're also eating well for ourselves. We mutually benefit from a healthy diet. And in turn, that enhances digestive function, not just because of the direct benefit of healthy food on our digestion or healthy food on our immune system, but because of the benefit of healthy food on our microorganisms that live with us and how they improve immune system function and how they improve digestive system function.
If you're just stopping in, I want to show you one more time. I hope you will try this product. It's so very important, and this is unequivocally the best value we've offered, reminding you that it's the first time we've ever offered 30 billion colony-forming units. That's in one capsule. That is in one capsule, you get 30 billion units. So that in and of itself is something that's never been done before. On top of that, it is the best value. 30, 60, 120, the vast majority of people ordering today are ordering the 240 count. That would normally be $209. Today it's only $89, and may I remind you, this is it. This is your last show. It's your final chance. This is not going to be a today's special until sometime next year. You can see right now you are saving.
It's not always a today's special either.
Exactly, so it may not even be a today's special next year. You're saving $120, and I need to remind you, because Stephen, my producer, just informed me that the majority of you tonight are ordering the bundle, which means, along with Friendly Flora, Cranberry Benefits is also a today's special. If you order the large 600 count of the Cranberry Benefits, I need to remind you, we're gonna take $20 off your purchase. $20 directly comes off that purchase when you go into checkout on hsn.com or when you place the order with one of our representatives. So, and that's we've never done that before. So that gets it down from about $170 to under $150 for both products. So it's a huge offer today that is something that we've not been able to do before. Oh, and on top of that, you get a 4-month money-back guarantee, or 3.5 month, because we've extended our return policy till the end of January of 2019. So there has honestly never been a better day to buy these two products, for sure. And
that's 840 capsules for $149. So that ends up being less than 20 cents a capsule. The cranberry itself is about 11 cents a capsule in the large size, less than 11 cents a capsule in the large size when you're getting it with the Ultimate Friendly Flora. So again, best pricing ever on either of these products, both very popular reorder products. If you bundle them on the large size, even better pricing. But I was going to read a little bit more of the science. The most compelling thing of all, obviously, the reviews. If you read the reviews on Ultimate Friendly Flora or on our Cranberry Benefits, both of them have virtually perfect reviews. That we're talking about a product that 95+% of the reviews are positive reviews.
It's true.
But this is from a journal called Exercise Immunology Review. Experimental evidence has shown that alterations in the microflora community, that's our friendly flora, are associated with health impairments, while increased microbiota diversity, if you have a healthy, comprehensive, diverse community, it improves metabolic profile and immunological responses and may provide a possible biomarker for health improvement. Basically saying it improves metabolism, your immune system, and it's a basic marker for health.
Makes sense.
The adult gut microbiota, here we go, contains up to 100 trillion microorganisms. Jeez. That's more than we have cells in our body. Wow. That's each human being, including at least 1,000 different species of known bacteria, friendly flora, with more than 3 million genes, 150 times more than human genes. And it's their diversity that enhances the health of our digestive system and the health of our immune system.
Interesting.
The gut microbiota consists of a cluster of microorganisms that produces several signaling molecules of a hormonal nature, which are released into the bloodstream and act at distal sites, meaning that they actually communicate within our body and affect our body. Among the targets for these substances are many other organs, including the brain. The gut microbiome has been reported to regulate psychiatric health. Wow. From mammalian genome. There is a growing appreciation that the microbiome plays a vital and active role in the development and functioning of basic physiologic processes, including digestion, growth, immune defense, and more recently, has been shown to influence brain development. Individually and collectively, they form an important bidirectional, that means in two directions, pathway of communication between the microbiota and the brain in health and disease. Amazing. Regulation of the microbiome brain-gut axis is essential for maintaining homeostasis, including that of the central nervous system, homeostasis being balance.
Yep.
So it's...
You hear a lot about that, the gut-brain and the balance, and trying to keep that delicate balance. That's what this is. And what you're talking about makes sense to me, because when you read about this, things like stress, if you're under stress, stress can knock out your immune system. If you take medications of any kind, even antibiotics, that can really wreak havoc on your immune system. I mean, so stress, medications, aging, as we get older. These are all things that make it more and more challenging to keep that delicate balance, right?
And these friendly flora, the microorganisms that populate our digestive system, all the different things, and you walk down in any aisle or any supermarket, you walk down an aisle that's just all these different medications for all the things that might ail us in terms of our digestive system. Certainly not, probiotics friendly flora are not a drug or a medicine at all. They're simply the organisms that populate a healthy digestive system. So to the extent we're taking all these different medicines, even if it's just to change the pH, the acidity in our digestive system, the moment we start changing pH, we're kind of wreaking havoc with the environment that these organisms rely upon to do the digestive work they do on our behalf. They help us engage in healthy digestion, regularity, absorption of key nutrients. So again, they're part of a healthy us. Our being healthy requires a healthy balance, a comprehensive healthy balance of probiotic organisms. I'm just going to read a couple more charts here. This is from Applied and Environmental Microbiology. Studies show that specific probiotics might provide intestinal and colonic health benefits. Not all lactobacilli have similar effects on intestinal health, and selected probiotics such as Lactobacillus salivarius, but specifically LS33, may be considered particularly soothing for intestinal and colonic inflammation, which, if we just notice here, that's why we pick specific strains. If you look at our strain of Lactobacillus salivarius, it's LS33. So the blueprint of this comes from an abundance of research, an abundance of caution, an abundance of research. So the LS33 that we use is exactly what they're talking about here.
Because not all probiotics are the same at all.
Not at all.
Yeah.
So there is increasing evidence that probiotics can benefit the human host by acting as a first line of defense against disease-causing pathogens by improving the intestinal microflora. From case reports in medicine, probiotics are thought to aid the GI tract of female reproductive organs to resist invasion and adhesion of uropathogens, relevant to talking about cranberry, regulate intestinal flora, decrease constipation at the right doses, enhance the immune system, and increase the population of lactobacillus that modulate local pH. So again, the research is abundance, and the research is the basis upon which we created this formula. It took us several decades to get it as good as it is today in terms of it being a virtually perfectly reviewed product.
So if you would like to try it, if you're just stopping by, and on Sunday night we get a lot of channel surfers, so if you're just stopping in, we're glad you found us. This is your last chance. It's a final show. This is the final weekend of Andrew's anniversary visit, and the last show, last chance you will have to order our best value of the day. Biggest Best Buy we've had on Ultimate Friendly Flora and Cranberry Benefits. Reminding you, there are 2 today's specials. I'll show you the choices one more time. For those of you that are just stopping by, you can do a try me size at a 30 size. Most people are ordering the largest, but you can also do a 60, a 120, or a 240. It's completely up to you. If you're new to this product, you might want to try a try me. But for those of us that rely on this to help keep our immune system in balance, this is a wonderful day to buy it, because there's more probiotic than ever before in each capsule, with 30 billion CFU, colony forming units. First time Andrew has ever done that for us. So one capsule has all of those wonderful, helpful, friendly ingredients that help get the bad guys out, help keep that balance. I mean, that's what it's about.
A friend of mine sent me a text message asking me, how did I count up to 30 billion?
How do you?
No, it's, you do.
That's such an excellent question.
No, you do calculations based upon the density of the flora. So you know what you have for a certain density, for a certain mass, or a certain volume, and you do a calculation formulation to come up with the 30 billion. So
it's amazing. In that one little capsule, 30 billion of those little guys are in that capsule.
They're microorganisms, and that's why, I mean, when we think about our bodies and we think about the trillions and trillions of cells that are in our body, and each of those cells is responsible for their own unique individual environment, and that our health, our individual health, is the collective result of the health of all of those trillions of cells. At least for me, it tends to encourage me to make more responsible decisions in terms of what I put in my body. What I often say is that we should all eat as though our life depends on it. And that's sort of an amusing statement, but it's true, because nothing, and you could ask even the most conservative physician, there's nothing we do over the course of our lifetime that's going to affect our health and our risk of disease more than what we eat. Yet we tend to eat with abandon. We tend to not really think about the consequences of what we eat. And interestingly enough, food, the food we put in our body has a direct effect on our health, obviously. But also the food we put in our body has a direct health of the content, the complement, the balance of probiotics that we have supporting our digestive system, the way it works, whether we're constipated or whether we're regular, just all of the attributes of our digestive system and our immune system depend upon a healthy complement, a healthy balance of probiotics. And eating healthy, unfortunately, the way we typically eat, not very healthy, doesn't benefit the probiotic environment in our body, the microbiota in our body, unfortunately. So that's another reason why the way we eat underscores the importance of reconstituting, reestablishing the balance of these vital organisms. We can't live without them. Well, let's put it this way. We can't live well without them. Since humankind existed, we have existed in this perfect partnership with these microorganisms. We've changed our world in such a dramatic way that we unfortunately have to recognize the consequences of those changes and respond to them. And that's what this product is, the simple, straightforward response.
I should point out now more than 40,000 have been spoken for. That actually means that 120,000 bottles of prenatal vitamins are going to be donated from Andrew Lessman to women that are expecting babies all over the world. This is a remarkable, generous contribution that Andrew makes. Every time you order a bottle from Andrew Lessman, you are helping a woman in need who's expecting a child somewhere in the world. Here are a list of the different countries. Right here in America, almost every one of the 50 states, all 50 states are also included in that number, and even in Puerto Rico. So I guess the bottom line is, not only are you doing something great for yourself tonight, you're also supporting a great company that is helping get vitamins in the hands of expectant mothers all over the world who need those vital nutrients for the health of their unborn children. So that, again, makes all of us feel that much better about doing something great. You're doing something good for you. You're doing something good for someone else as well by choosing Andrew Lessman products. On top of that, all of these products are made with solar energy right here in America. This is a great American success story. There's the facility in Henderson, Nevada. All of those blue panels you see, those are solar panels. Even over the parking lot in hot, I'm sure the employees appreciate that in those hot summers in Nevada. That helps keep their cars cooler.
Yes.
With those solar panels above them.
No, I park in the front, so I'm not under the solar panels when I go there. And it gets warm. Your car is quite warm when you get out there. So it also saves energy, because obviously when you get back in your car at the end of the day, your car doesn't have to work as hard, the air conditioning doesn't have to work as hard to cool it off. So it's just, we not only make products, both of these products we're talking about, Ultimate Friendly Flora and Cranberry, have no additives, 100% pure. And so not only do we try to make products that are respectful to your body, not giving additives, so to speak, polluting your body, we don't engage in activities that knowingly pollute the planet. We have no carbon footprint. We've never had a carbon footprint. I've zeroed that carbon footprint out since the day I started the company in 1979. I try with the company to adhere to the same philosophy that I adhere to. I love to mountain bike and run and hike trails in nature. So there's an old, I believe it's an old Native American saying that says when you go out into the wilderness, and it's one of my favorite sayings, that you only take one thing with you when you go out into nature. and that's memories. And the only thing you leave behind are footprints. So in terms of our company, I try to do the same thing, that we obviously create good experiences and good memories, but we don't leave things
carbon
behind.
Footprints.
We have no carbon footprint. And obviously beyond carbon footprint, even if you don't consider that important, simply burning fossil fuels creates pollution. We do not require fossil fuels to create the energy, and it requires an enormous amount of energy to create vitamins. So we do it responsibly. What I often say is mine is a little company. If only large companies took the same perspective, imagine if some major company decided they were going to have no carbon footprint at their factories, that they were going to, and solar power, for anyone who tells you solar power doesn't work, it works. Unless the power company's deciding not to charge me, we don't have a power bill anymore. And to cool that facility in summer is no small task. So again, it's something that as long as I'm going to be doing what I'm doing, I make sure that we do it responsibly in your eyes. And that's the most important thing to me.
There we go. I should point out there's only about 2 minutes left in this presentation. We have another today's special we're going to share with you as well. And most of you, if you can do it, we would recommend getting both, because for under $150, you will get both of these wonderful products, and you have almost 4 months to try them with that extended return policy till the end of January. Perfect night to order these two great products.
And then to simply read the reviews is to understand the opportunity this presents. And so whatever your investment is, if it works, it's incredibly inexpensive. If it doesn't work, it's free, because you have a money-back guarantee, and I would encourage you to send it back if it doesn't work, if you don't believe it benefited you. And you have that money-back guarantee. Normally it's 30 days, which is abundant, plenty of time to see a difference. This time of year, it goes till January 31st.
That's right.
So you'll have the rest of October, all of November, all of December, and all of January to determine whether or not the product works for you. But just before we go to cranberry, I just wanted to read some of the reviews. Love my Flora. I was without my Friendly Flora for about 2 weeks until my new shipment came in. It's amazing the difference I feel when I don't take it. In a previous review for the liver extracts, I noticed that with these products, my bloating issue is visibly better. I can't stand the taste of yogurt. These are a perfect resolution to the problem. No side effects, easy to swallow. I highly recommend.
You know how you look at the different words that are used a lot in reviews? Yep. I really wish you would looked up the word bloating, because I cannot tell you how many people talk about the fact that this has helped to alleviate bloating. It's not something fun to talk about, but review after review after review, they say the same thing. It's pretty great. I would say bloating, but even just reading the common words, if we go, 541 reviews referred to the product as great. 476 reviews thanked us for the product. 377 reviews said they loved the product. Wow. 244 reviews said it works. So when you see 95+% of the reviews being positive reviews, that's, I mean, I often marvel at how unanimous our reviews are, because even if you go online and you look at what you know is a great movie or a great book, you don't see that kind of unanimous opinion. So it's fascinating how well these products are reviewed. But as we read this one, great product. I love this product. I've been taking it for about 2 years. I've also recommended it to several friends who are having digestive and bowel issues. My issues were indigestion, incomplete stool elimination, gas, and reflux. I'm 66 years old and never had trouble with any of these issues before I had both my knees replaced. I think all the issues, I think the NSAIDs, non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs I was prescribed messed up my GI system. I use many of Andrew's products and have used them for years. If you have GI issues of any kind, try this. You'll know in a week or two. It only took me a couple of days to feel a marked difference. Wow. I strongly recommend. They really work. We don't add the exclamation points. I had terrible constipation. This has made me regular. I was in the hospital on so many antibiotics. We know how awful it is for you to be on too many antibiotics. I mean, antibiotics just basically wipe out our probiotic environment, our friendly flora. It's unfortunate, but they do. We have to take them for certain reasons, but there are consequences. Well,
I made sure to take my Friendly Flora, and wow, what a difference. I didn't have problems at all like I did when I didn't take it. I wish more doctors would teach patients about the importance of probiotics. Thank you, Andrew, for being honest about your products. You're awesome. Not all probiotics are equal. Andrew's truly work. Give them a try. You won't regret it.
It is unfortunate doctors don't, if you're on medication, if you take an antibiotic, it is so important to take a probiotic, and it's unfortunate that a lot of doctors don't talk about that with us.
But also, as the last review said, not all probiotic products are created equal.
True.
They don't consider, and I had a research chart here that talks about this, all the factors. You have to provide the proper quantities. It needs to be a significant quantity. It needs to be the proper balance. It has to remain stable in the bottle, meaning that if it sits at home, if it needs refrigeration, ours does not, it still needs to stay stable. It still needs to be live probiotic organisms. Then, once it's delivered in your body, not only does it have to survive the acid in your stomach, but they really need to be friendly flora, and they need to want to populate or be able to populate your body, because unless they populate your body and deliver their benefits, it was a waste. So again, you have to consider all of those factors in making a product, and that's what we've done over the past several decades. So this is not something we jumped into recently, as many companies have done, and it's something that at the time we started, our product was very good. It was great for the time, but today's product is far better. It's, what is it? It's actually 30,000 times more potent and much more effective than it was a couple of decades ago.
All right, we're going to talk about today's special number 2, because we do have 2 today's specials. Thank you very much. If you are calling to order, you're logging on to hsn.com. We appreciate you, and we see you there, and we will get all of those orders placed. You definitely want to get your order in before midnight when this entire offer expires.
We're getting low on quantity.
Absolutely.
We're probably down to the last, I'd say, 1,000 or so in each size.
Absolutely.
So, which sounds like a lot, but it isn't.
It is not. So if you're tuning in and you're thinking about this, you haven't made the decision to call us yet, this is the best time to do it. Reminding you that it is the lowest price ever in the history of the product. That is the most potent form of probiotic Andrew has ever brought to us at, again, the lowest price. And to his point, we're down to just about 1,000 in each size there, so we're very limited across the board. I would not wait if you want to order the Ultimate Friendly Flora. The second today's special we're going to share with you is Cranberry Benefits. This is another product that is life-changing for so many people. If you have a minute, go read the reviews on hsn.com, and you will see for yourself that this one gets rave reviews. It makes such a world of difference. So I want to show you what the choices are, and I want to also remind you, if you've ordered the 240 size in the Ultimate Friendly Flora and you get the 600 count of the Cranberry Benefits, we'll take another $20 off that purchase. Boom, right now we'll take another $20 savings. So 60, 120, 300, or a 600 count. I need to share also, we don't normally carry a 600 count of the Cranberry Benefits. No. This is only for the Today Special. It would normally be $159.90. Today it's only $79.90. However, reminding you, if you're ordering the 240 size of the Ultimate Friendly Flora, that $79 goes down to $69, and then the same thing with the Ultimate Friendly Flora. We're taking an additional $10 off each product for a total of $20 off. So essentially for $149.80, we're sending you both the large sizes of both products, and you can see you normally could not even buy a 600 count of the Cranberry Benefits for $149.80. That's the value here. I mean, it literally is the most exciting day to buy these products. Cranberry Benefits is wonderful. If you deal at all with UTIs, this is a godsend. This is a must-try product. I think a lot of us understand cranberry is highly beneficial when it comes to helping
urinary tract, yeah.
Yes, exactly, for our urinary tract health. And this is a product that works. It really works.
And it's with especially the pricing on all the sizes. Normally our largest size of our cranberry product is a 240 capsule supply. So with that 600 capsule supply is obviously more than double the size. It's 2.5 times the size. If you look at what would be the normal cost for a 300 capsule supply, That's the price of the 600 capsule supply today. So it's once a year. This is the first, we've never done a 600 capsule supply before.
Yep.
We probably do a Today Special on cranberry every 18 months to 2 years. So a 600 capsule supply at 1 capsule a day would probably take you to the next Today Special. But to be able to get this ingredient, this product, at 11 cents per capsule in the large size, that's pretty remarkable. Combining its benefits with Ultimate Friendly Flora is definitely the most ideal way to approach it. But if you simply read a handful of the reviews, or if you read all of the reviews on cranberry, I couldn't conceive of anyone who'd read the reviews on either of these products and could ever choose to not purchase them, because the reviews are so compelling and so inspiring, and they're virtually perfect reviews. And when it comes to cranberry, both of these products, they're entirely natural products, and cranberry is just a natural tool that allows us to promote a healthier environment in a part of our body that inherently will have challenges. And part of the reason is it's part of our body that's like all the different organs and systems in our body. They're always working. It happens to be a part of our body that has to deal with sometimes concentrations of substances that can be irritating, and at the same time, it's a part of our body that is somewhat open to the outside world. And that's, again, why probiotics and friendly flora are so important to play a role in that barrier function to the outside world, and why cranberry, because of its role in promoting a healthier environment in our urinary tract, is such an important natural tool to keep that environment the way we want to keep the environment healthy and beneficial.
There we go. I would love to invite you to go read a few of those reviews Andrew's pointing out. There are 578 reviews. Of that, there's only about 30 reviews that aren't excellent out of the 578. I mean, it really is, and sometimes that's just something like there was a shipping mix-up or whatever. I guess my point here is that the value is exceptional. People love it, and you see results with this, and the results are life-changing. I take this every single day. I will not be without it. This is something that men take it too. It's not just for the girls, it's for everybody. If there's anyone in your life that deals with urinary tract issues, this is the greatest gift, the health of your urinary tract, your bladder, your kidneys. This can be so incredibly beneficial. It's a very soothing, I love taking this product. It's incredibly soothing. It truly works. Again, if you read the reviews, you will see what we're talking about, but it's so affordable. To get 600 capsules, that's almost, if you take 2 a day, that's almost a year's supply. If you take 1 a day, that's, you know, going into close to 2 years. I mean, and that's the beauty of this, depending, I take 2 a day, I just love it. I just take them daily. This is something that I wish I had known about this product decades ago, but I only discovered it when Andrew brought it to HSN. This is his 22nd anniversary celebration this weekend, and so this is the perfect time to buy it, because I have to also point out, it's been a couple of years since this has been a Today Special. We don't get to offer cranberry benefits as a Today Special every year. So it's kind of a big deal that we're doing it as a Today Special, lowest price ever, free shipping and handling, a money-back guarantee that extends now all the way till the end of January. So this is the time. This is it. For all the moms listening, if you have daughters, anyone in your family that deals with UTIs or has urinary tract issues, by all means consider getting them started on this, because, and you know, if you take it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's remarkable. It's interesting because a lot of people say, well, I'll just drink cranberry juice. The problem is cranberry juice is loaded with sugar. If you have a urinary tract issue, the last thing you want to be doing is consuming a bunch of sugar, because that is not helpful at all. And the point here is that, again, so this is full of calories, and it does not, a glass of this does not in any way, shape, or form have the concentration of cranberry extract that you're getting in 1 capsule here. So you can't even, it's really hard to even compare what's in this bottle to what is in that little pink capsule. And then if you've ever had the chance to try unsweetened cranberry juice, which a lot of us have done that. It's expensive. They sell it at a health food store. I've bought it. You have to plug my nose to drink it. It's not pleasant, but you know, it is, I think, helpful. But the point is, it's expensive and it does not taste good. This is effortless. This works. It's economical. I mean, the large one, it's pennies a capsule. So I get excited about it because I know this product works. I know that it works. Go read those reviews. Don't just take my word for it. You go read the other reviews, you will see people are passionate about this product when they discover it.
No, the reviews are virtually perfect reviews. I think this product has about 700 reviews total.
I think it's like just under 600, but you know that you only have, if I do the math here, there's like only 30 that are not excellent reviews.
No, so I was going to say, so it's about almost 600 reviews, and over 500 of the reviews are 5-star reviews.
Exactly.
And again, cranberry, it's not fair to look at cranberry as a drug or anything like that. I think people have the wrong impression that if you have, say, a UTI, they might give you antibiotics. But cranberry is different. Cranberry functions differently. It's not a drug or medicine. The way cranberry functions is by naturally modifying the environment in our urinary tract. And it actually exerts its benefits throughout the body. There are benefits. We get several questions asking, can you open the capsule up, put it in water, and rinse your mouth with it? Oddly enough, we get the same question for our Ultimate Friendly Flora. Can you empty the capsule into water and rinse your mouth with it? Because many people want to populate their mouth with Friendly Flora, the probiotic organisms. Also, they understand the benefits for cranberry for oral health as well. The answer is yes. You could rinse your mouth with either of these, but guess what? You don't spit it out when you're done. You swallow it, because it gives the benefits to your entire body. Obviously, you swallow it, so it benefits your urinary tract, bladder, kidneys. I was going to read some reviews, but again, it's not.
One thing Stephen just told me,
yes.
These 3 sizes were down into the hundreds. I don't know how much more we can get, but we are down. We're very limited on these 3 sizes. This is the most popular by far.
But we bring in 60–70% of what we bring in are the largest size.
Exactly.
That's the one we bring mostly in.
But here we also are down to the final couple thousand here. So
well, just looking at our total supply is only a few thousand bottles.
Exactly.
Of all 4 sizes.
That's it.
So we'll do a brief presentation now, and then we'll, at the very end of the block, we'll talk about this probably for about 10 minutes or so, and that will be it for the day.
Perfect.
But again, this is a product at its normal price. I love to talk about how affordable it is for the best cranberry we'd ever encountered. And again, like our Ultimate Friendly Flora, this is a product that always was a good product. But today versus 30 years ago, today it's a phenomenal product. And you simply need to look at the reviews to understand how unique the product is in terms of the unanimity, how consistently positive the reviews are. But we'll read some reviews here. And again, not a drug, not a medicine. I leave that to doctors. And again, this is an opportunity for us to provide natural support to promote a naturally healthy environment in our urinary tract. Repeat purchase. My doctor recommended I take a cranberry supplement to help prevent UTIs. I chose Andrew Lessman's supplements as I've used other products of his and trust his integrity and product quality. After several months of taking cranberry benefits, I remain free of UTIs and attribute it to this supplement along with drinking lots of water. Thank you, Andrew. As I say, for the health of your skin, for the health of your urinary tract, for the health of your liver, for the health of your, just throughout your body, it is important to hydrate. It's as
Flush
much.
It out.
So if by keeping your urinary tract healthier, providing a healthier environment, cranberry helps there and encourages you to hydrate more, then cranberry serves a double benefit by encouraging you to hydrate more.
There you go. Really
works. I was getting UTIs all the time. My doctor suggested cranberry juice. It has too much sugar, so I tried Andrew's cranberry benefits. No more UTIs. I wouldn't be without them.
See, you know, I can't say those things that they're saying, but I'm sitting here going, yep, and yep.
But again, what we're saying here, again, this is not a drug or a treatment for UTIs by any stretch. And to the extent that we recognize and doctors recognize that cranberry, whether it's cranberry juice, too much sugar, cranberries themselves, kind of bitter, or a cranberry extract like this, promotes a healthier environment in your urinary tract, bladder, and kidneys, then that's a naturally simple, a naturally common sense decision to make.
It makes sense.
So, saved me many doctor visits. I started taking cranberry benefits 2 or more times a day, at least a decade ago. and it has saved me from many doctor's visits, lots of discomfort, lost work time and prescriptions. I tried drinking cranberry juice, but the pure sugar juice is very bitter and expensive. There was just no way I could drink it every day. Oh, the sugar-free juice. Once I found Andrew's cranberry benefits, I stopped having bladder infections. I've been prone to them since childhood, not since starting this. Thank you so much, Andrew. I take lots of his supplements and vitamins, and I'm the healthiest senior citizen I know. I like investing in my health instead of spending my money on medical care.
Excellent.
My mom is prone to UTIs. She was on a 3-month cycle and was ending up in the hospital every 3 months. She cleaned up her diet and now drinks more water. Again, hydration, hydration, hydration. She added 1 cranberry benefits capsule daily and has not had an infection in almost 2 years. I swear by these.
Yep.
My stamp of approval. I've been taking this cranberry supplement for a few years now. My urologist recommended I take a cranberry supplement instead of cranberry juice because the juice contains too much sugar and extra calories. I found other cranberry supplements over the counter that are in a tablet form. Again, why imprison it in a tablet? But I prefer to take Andrew's capsules because I feel they are better digested and absorbed. They are. Ultra-fine powder.
Absolutely.
Since I've been taking this supplement so far, I remain asymptomatic. Knock on wood. It also helps to drink plenty of water. Again, hydration, hydration, hydration throughout the day. I intend to take this supplement for as long as it's available. Thank you, Andrew, for helping me to stay well and healthy.
These are awesome.
I too had a history of UTIs, but that problem is solved. I take 2 capsules before going to sleep. I recommend cranberry benefits to my daughter. She is a young woman, and taking this supplement is doing the trick for her too. I buy quite a lot of Andrew's vitamins and supplements. I would not think of taking another brand.
It's a good tip that you gave me a while ago to take these at night. Yep. I take mine at night also, and I think that was an excellent little tip.
The reason why I say that, I say both for men and for women. Typically men, if we tend to have our issues as we get older, our prostate, BPH, benign prostate hypertrophy, our prostate gets larger. Its relationship and proximity to our bladder will create feelings of urgency at night. We might have to go to the bathroom at night. But what the longest period of time that most of us spend not voiding, not emptying our bladder is typically at night. So if we're going to be hydrated throughout the day, if we're going to be taking our cranberry at night, that's when the compounds that promote that healthy environment, that's when we want them to be most available at night. If you're only taking 1 capsule per day, if you're taking 2, I'd say 1 in the morning, 1 at night. If you're taking 1 capsule a day, I would take it at the end of the day. And that's the best time to take it. And that's what also reviews have found as well.
Oh, that's a good tip, because I take 2 a day. So I could do 1 at night, 1 in the morning. I'll start doing that. Okay.
So this way, you're ensuring that you have full coverage with the compounds, the protective compounds that make our cranberry concentrate, our cranberry extract so beneficial.
Okay, by the way, I just want to remind everybody, as you're ordering, as Andrew pointed out, the vast majority of the quantity we brought in was the 600 count. If you are ordering this and you would like to get the 240 count of the Ultimate Friendly Flora, we're going to take another $20 off your purchase. And I bring that up because just normally to buy 600 capsules, 600 count, and if you look at my chart here, you will see, normally when you just buy, check it out, it's right here, when you buy normally 600 capsules, it's $159.90. For $10 less, we will send you the 600 capsules, and we will send you the 240 of the Ultimate Friendly Flora. You're gonna get both products for less than what you would pay for just the 1 product. So how about that? So that's why, if you're thinking about it, get those orders in tonight. You know, the greatest thing, these are things that will make a difference in your life. This is all about quality of life. You will notice a difference when you take, you're hearing, that was just a snippet of the hundreds and hundreds of perfect reviews on this product. And a lot of you, if you're taking this, you're nodding like I am. A lot of us can totally, completely relate to that. So if you would like to, you have nothing to lose except to feel better. So if you want to try it, this is the best time to do it. If you decide it's not working for you, or it's not, you know, up to what you expected, you can return it, no questions asked.
You have 3.5 months to enjoy the benefits. If you didn't enjoy them, you get to return it. But it's a product you're not going to want to be without. And especially we have our Fiber Mucil product, our fiber product, which is an exceptional fiber product, no gas, no bloating. Again, almost perfectly reviewed fiber product. But we often talk about how reasonably priced it is, and it is just a little bit under a dime a capsule. That empty capsules can almost cost that much. So today, a cranberry product is only barely over a dime a capsule. You can get 600 capsules at $79.90, which is about 12 cents a capsule. If you actually get, or 13 cents a capsule, if you actually end up going for reducing it, if you get the Ultimate Friendly Floor at the same time, you reduce it by $20, so the price then becomes 10 or 11 cents per capsule, which, again, I'll open the capsule. One of the reviews spoke about the fact that it's not like a typical cranberry product, which is in a rock-hard tablet, which is all full of binders. And that's the natural cranberry extract. And again, when you've been doing this for as long as I have, we looked at dozens and dozens over the years, probably hundreds of different possible sources of cranberry extracts. The one we have now, in fact, I was recently questioning because I thought we might have changed the supply of our cranberry extract a few months ago. We did not. It just was a different name that I had seen on some documentation because I would have been alarmed if we had changed it, because the product works so well, works so perfectly. Again, I encourage you to read the reviews. If you found, as you've gotten older, as we say this about our joint products, if our joints start talking to us, usually it starts with a little bit of a whisper. And I think all of us, as we get older, both men and women, our bladder, kidneys, urinary tract starts talking to us. Again, as much as it might be inconvenient to do so, hydration, what do they say with real estate? It's location, location, location. What I always say, good health, healthy skin, healthy urinary tract, healthy bladder, healthy elimination, healthy liver, hydration, hydration, hydration. We need to give our body the most important ingredient within which it lives, which is water. So we have to be hydrated. We do a lot of things, whether it's alcohol, whether it's caffeine, that tend to be dehydrating ingredients. We also take medications that we need to process, we need to excrete. All the metabolism we engage in, we want to be able to dilute and carry away those waste products. It's water. So the kidney, the bladder, the urinary tract, everything works better. It's something that your doctor, I'm sure, encourages if you're adequately hydrated.
Yeah, and all those things you're talking about are hard on our urinary tract, right? I mean, all of those things, and that's the beauty of this product, and it's natural. You're not taking a drug. You're not taking something that you have to worry about. It's natural. It's cranberry extract. Isn't that just the miracle of this world we live on, that these natural ingredients can provide such incredible benefits, and that's why it doesn't interfere with anything else. That's the other beauty of it, because a lot of us are very weary of having to take a drug, and let's face it, if you need to, you need to. I've been on antibiotics twice this year. I hate to even talk about that, but I've had a tough year just in terms of, I'm not gonna go into my woes with you, but I've had a pretty stressful year, not anything about work, but just it's been a stressful year, and I twice had to be on antibiotics, and I'll tell you what, my doctor told me, I have the kind of doctor that says, get on your probiotics, you better hit those hard, because my immune system was basically shot. I mean, the truth is that's why I kept kind of getting sick, is because of the antibiotics I was on. So I am working hard to hang on to my health, get it back, and hang on to it, because once you start, taking medications, taking probiotics, and you deal with that, because I've always been so healthy, this has been a weird year for me, and so it's been kind of a wake-up call that I really can't take my good health for granted. I have to work at it every day and be reminded of what a blessing it is that we have these natural alternatives to help us get our health back and hang on to our good health.
No, our health is, without our good health, we have little. When we have our good health, we often tend to take it for granted. It is, and it's funny, my grandma, my dad's mother, she always said the first thing when she'd wake up in the morning, she, thanks the big guy. We always think about saying our prayers at night, but first thing waking up in the morning, waking up and feeling good and being here. We need gratitude. Gratitude's the healthiest emotion to feel, and there's nothing more important to be grateful for than our good health.
So true.
And that's something that I try to remind myself. Even this summer, I ended up having to take, run these wilderness trails out in the middle of nowhere, and I got bitten by a strange critter. It's probably like a spider or something like that out in the middle of nowhere, and all of a sudden my foot is swelling up because I got bit by it. But it's so things happen, and thank goodness we have modern medicine to take care of us and things like that.
Yes.
But with the benefits of modern medicine, we're not the victim of modern medicine. We could be the perfect partner. That's why I always say, educate, inform yourself. Your doctor wants to have an informed partner. When it comes to our urinary tract, bladder, kidneys, take advantage of the gifts, the tools that Mother Nature gives us. When it comes to Ultimate Friendly Flora, it's an accepted fact that these microorganisms, they are part of who we are. Just as the cells of our digestive system, the cells of our intestines and stomach and colon, those cells are part of us. Those microorganisms are part of us and affect how we feel and how things function just as much. So when it comes to cranberry, it's something that, it's one of the, I always say it's sort of the poster child of a traditional nutrient that received scientific validation. So it graduated from the world of being kind of poo-pooed a little bit because it was traditional to eventually science validating. And so many medicines that exist today are byproducts of chemistry that was done on natural ingredients where they refine the ingredients. In fact, cholesterol-lowering statin drugs, the original statin drug is, what is it, red yeast rice. That's the original statin drug, which was lovastatin. So many natural ingredients hold the answers we seek and are even duplicated or replicated by modern medicine. Cranberry is something that just does its wonderful work on its own. What we've done here is just like our Ultimate Friendly Flora product. What we've done here is we've simply made the product better over time, that we've improved the concentration of the protective compounds, and the ultimate validation of that is that the reviews today are better than they've ever been. They're basically perfect.
And these two products really do work hand in hand. Just to remind